But you know, we go through life and we got all of the stuff that we're carrying. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? You got burdens. Does anybody have any burdens in the house? You got all of these burdens. And you're worried about this and you're worried about that. Oh my gosh, what if this happens? What if that happens? And we got all of these things we carry around like, you know, we feel like getting even with our ex. Don't take any of this personal. Just hold that for me. And we get offended. How many know that if you're going to get offended, it's going to be in church? I mean, when you start serving in the church, God, I'm going to use my life to serve. You start serving in the church, you're going to get offended before the day's even over. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Offenses come your way. But as you go through this life, grudges will try to come against you. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Somebody gets an advantage over you. This is for you, Benita. Don't take it personal now, girl. Okay. And bitterness tries to come in. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Bitterness. You know, life just hadn't been fair. Does anybody know what I'm talking about when I say life hadn't been fair? Don't ever think life's going to be fair, because it's not going to be fair. But we got a just God that sees it all, and He'll make it up to you if you'll keep on serving Him. But whatever you do, don't let a root of bitterness get inside you. And we carry all of this stuff around, all of these problems, all of these burdens, all of these things we carry around. What are we supposed to do about it? I'll tell you what Paul said. He said, pray over everything and worry over nothing. And you can't let your pride get in there. How many know that we got all kinds of pride? I mean, whew, we got cultural pride. Lord, it's tight, but it's right. We got all kinds of issues that try to come against us. Pride issues. They're not going to talk to me like that. Who do they think they are? Gossip. Who's going to get this one? Just start repenting now, sister. Just start repenting now. Gossip. Oh, it's a tool of the devil. I mean, it is. And you know, most gossips know that everybody else is a gossip. They just don't know that they are. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Gossip. It's sin, because it'll hurt people. It destroys people. What does God want us to do? He wants us to come to that altar of incense with our hot prayers. We confessed our sin. God, forgive me for being a gossip. God, forgive me for allowing pride to operate in my life. God, forgive me for letting bitterness come into my heart. God, forgive me for holding a grudge against somebody. God, forgive me for ever trying to get even with somebody. God, forgive me for letting offenses get inside me. And what are we supposed to do now? Now we're supposed to not carry these things. We're supposed to take them to the altar, the place of prayer, and say, God, I give them to you. Would you all bring those things up and lay them on this altar? At the altar of incense, I got some hot prayers, and I lay them at this place of prayer, and I say, God, I give them to you, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to carry all my burdens. I'm just going to put it in your hands, and I'm going to trust in you today. Quit worrying. Don't let that stuff get inside you, but give it to God. Hallelujah.